Okay, so the topic that we are discussing today is a fairly interesting topic, and there have been a lot of misconceptions around this particular topic. That is, patenting of software inventions, specifically within India. Typical misconception is that software is patentable in US, but somehow it's not so patentable in India. So as such, outright, I would like to kind of state that that's a very large misconception. Software can definitely be patented in India. What we'll do next is look at some of the nuances in getting a software patented. What are the challenges? Of course, there are challenges in patenting software, and those challenges, some of them might be unique to India, but typically we could say that these challenges are there across the world, be it India, be it US, or be it Europe and other jurisdictions as well. Now, to get a strong foundation and build over that foundation, let's kind of look at the philosophy or the founding concept behind the patent system itself. Now, one of the primary questions is that why does a patent system even exist, right? And the key answer to it is that any country or countries across the world essentially would require constant development or constant progress in the fields of science and technology, right? Unless there is a constant improvement in these particular fields, it becomes extremely difficult for any humankind to evolve. So it is at the core of evolution that there needs to be some progress in science and technology, right? So when we say that there needs to be a progress in science and technology, there needs to be some kind of an incentive mechanism to actually, have people work on improving science and any field of technology. So what is that monopoly, right? So the monopoly is that if one were to come up with some improvement in some field of science and technology, then the country where one seeks protection would grant a patent, and if a patent gets granted, then that particular individual or that particular company who came up with that innovation gets a monopoly over that particular technology for a period of 20 years, right? So we had a situation wherein countries wanted people to work on improving science and technology, and in return, the governments established a system so that one could be incentivized to work on these things and make those improvements, and that incentives mechanism is the patent system itself, right? Now, what is the obligation? The obligation is that somebody who comes up with some kind of an improvement discloses the whole of the technology in the form of a patent document. Essentially, the person who wants that to get monopoly over that particular technology puts out all the information about that particular technology in a certain to a certain degree of detail in a patent document, and the patent office examines this particular patent application and the technology therein, and if it meets all the different criteria of a patent, then a patent would eventually be granted, right? Now the question is, governments want improvements in science and technology. Now, when we say that they want improvements in science and technology, now when we specifically speak of software, now the key question is software considered to be one of the fields of technology, right? So that is a key question that needs to be answered. Now, nobody would disagree that software is one of the key fields of technology. In fact, software is a technology, probably one of the fastest growing technology that is out there, and that is probably known to anybody at this point in time. Software as a technology has extremely high impact. It has the power to actually disrupt many fields. And one of the beautiful aspects of software as a technology is the application of this particular field into other fields of technology. So which means to say that software has applications across various other fields of technology as well, right? So it is very well established that software is definitely considered to be a field of technology, and thereby even software technology is something that can be patented. Moving on. Now, before we go into the detail, it's very good for us to probably look at the numbers itself to, to say that, okay, there is evidence, very well established evidence that patents relating to software inventions are granted even in India. Now, let's take the examples of various companies that are more or less purely acting in the software domain and specifically with respect to India. Now, what the graph here shows is that starting all the way from MNC like a Microsoft or MNC like TCS, probably based out of India, starting from Microsoft all the way to, let's say, Facebook. Each of these companies have hundreds to thousands of patents that are granted in India. They hold all of these patents within India. So, if one were to kind of look at evidence to figure out, whether there is any established evidence to say that software inventions are patentable in India or not, the thing is, there is very well established evidence, and this graph itself is a very good evidence to show that yes, software inventions are patentable, given the fact that most of these companies work in the field of software, and all of these companies have hundreds of thousands of patents that are granted within India. Apart from, even from a personal point of view, most of the projects even that we work on relates to software technology, and then we have, patents that more or less get granted to pretty much all the patent applications that we work on which relate to software technology.